Have you ever wanted to feel like you're Neo from Matrix? That is exactly what Superhot was when it came out. Here is Superhot's idea condensed into one sentence. You are stuck in VR, fighting back enemies with various items and guns, and all of that is done so that time only moves when you do. So when you move slower, the enemies move slower. Hey guys, welcome to Value or Waste, a video series where I play the different games on the PC version of Xbox Game Pass and see if they're sub-sellers, a value add, or just a filler game. And today we're taking a look at Superhot Mind Control Delete, which is the third installment in the Superhot game series. There is a story which revolves around the player playing the game, not willing to quit, and constantly wanting more. So gradually the game will offer more and more, all the while telling the player that there is no endgame. There is no goal, no reward. But since you asked, it gives you more. It's really a great psychological play on the person playing the game, because while you understand the game is psyching you out, basically, it still does chip at you, which is absolutely an excellent idea from the developers. But while great, the main point of the game is not the story. The main point is the gameplay. Simple idea perfected, with some new additions to even veterans of the series. You move with WASD, look around with your mouse and jump with space. You attack with your left click and throw stuff with your right click. Your weapon selection varies from knives and shurikens to katanas and guns, and throwables range from everything to anything. You have bottles, hula dolls, typewriters, forks, all the way to the handle of a slot machine. Being the third game in the series, the game's been kept fresh with new weapons and, more importantly, new types of enemies. The basic type of enemy is this guy. Hello. He's been in every Superhot game before, and he's in this one as well. Notice he's completely red with a black weapon. He can be killed in any way possible. Then we have the same guy with a red gun, which means that this man's grip is stronger than his friend's. So that means you won't be able to get him to let go of his gun, no matter what. Then we have the red guy with spikes, which is especially annoying. When you kill him, he blows up with a hail of bullets. Next we have the guy with all of him white except a limb. That means he can only be damaged in the one limb that is red. Then we have the three special enemies. These special enemies have special abilities and they cannot be killed. There is the dog that just runs after you until he tries to warp charge to you through walls and all. Then we have the ninja that runs with a katana and actually throws it at you. And lastly, we have the addict. He's the only one that uses guns, and if you look at him, he will switch places with you and grab your weapon. All of these special enemies represent cores that you can equip yourself. The progression in the game is really straightforward. You have a map full of nodes that you must progress. A node is a collection of levels which you must make through without dying to complete. To help with the process, the player is given 2 lives, as well as an option between cores when starting a node. To build upon that, between the node levels, you get to choose between 2 different hacks that also give certain types of boosts. None of these power-ups are too OP, but more so allow you to build on your preferred way to play. It's a very well thought out mechanic and something worth applauding. Way more powerful than something else, and if you don't count a few exceptions, nothing is way too weak either. Overall, the combat is simply a joy. There isn't any other game out there that makes you feel just like a badass. Not on the same level as Superhot does. Now, it's not all just rainbows and sunshine and paradise. Superhot does run into the same problem that I also have with many other arcade games, which is that after a while, I did start to get fatigued on the same levels and the sameness of the game itself. This would have been easily avoided by playing the game in shorter sessions in the span of a longer time, but I have myself made timetables that I must meet, so it was more of a crunch this out type of feel. I don't know if the designers designed the game to be played in one session, because there is no way that anyone still feels fresh and excited after doing the same levels 20 times. Overall, I'd say that when it comes to the Game Pass, this one is an absolute gem. If you happen to have Game Pass and haven't played Superhot, I strongly urge you to give it a go. If you don't, I wouldn't say that the game is a subscription seller, but it is definitely added value. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like the video if you like the video, and sub to the channel if you want to support the channel. If you want to suggest games from Game Pass for me to play, let me know in the comments below. And I recommend to check out my main channel, linked in the description below. That's it for me this time. I'll see you guys next week.
Super.